Everybody, and happy Monday. Today we are going to go over the notes calculating moles and grams in chemical reactions. This is something that's really useful. We are going to learn basically how to go back and forth between moles to grams and grams to moles, and then later on in the year we're going to use this to actually determine the amounts of reactants and products that we need or use in a chemical reaction. And then later this week, you're going to help me make some cookies using these techniques. So kind of neat. So to go from moles to grams in a chemical reaction, you multiply the molar mass times the number of moles that you are given. So basically, molar mass times moles, shown in the formula here. This is very simple, right? So for example, if you needed 2 moles of H2O or water to do a chemical reaction, you would first find the molar mass of water, which in this case is 18.02 grams. Then you would take that mass and multiply by the number of moles required for that specific experiment. If I take 18.02 and multiply by 2, I get 36.04 grams. So I know when I'm measuring out my water that I need, I'm going to need to measure 36.04 grams to do my reaction. That's how this works. Very simple. So moles to grams, you multiply. Now, if I want to go from grams to moles, let's say that I'm given a number of grams, and then eventually I'm going to need to transfer that back into moles so I can balance a chemical equation, perhaps. I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to divide the grams given by the molar mass. Okay. Please note that when you do this, molar mass always goes on the bottom, right? It's always the denominator. So when you're dividing, make sure you're dividing the correct way. For example, if I need 88 grams of carbon dioxide to do some sort of chemical reaction, I want to know how many moles that is. So I calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide, which is 44 grams, right? And to get that number, again, I'm adding up one carbon, which is 12, plus 2 oxygens, right, which are 16 and 16. If I add those numbers, I get the molar mass, okay? And I would take the grams that I'm given divided by the molar mass. So 88 divided by 44, in this case, is 2 moles of carbon dioxide. That's how much I would need. So if you're given grams and you need to find moles, you're going to divide. Okay. Let's do a couple of practice problems. So 5 moles of carbon dioxide. Now, luckily for you guys, we already figured out carbon dioxide is 44 grams. So again, I need the molar mass, all right, which in this case is 44 grams for carbon dioxide. Okay. What I'm going to do is multiply that by the number of moles. So I'm going to do 5, okay, times 44 grams. That's going to tell me the total number of grams I'm going to need. Okay. Now, if I do that on the calculator and I type in 5 times 44, I should get 220. So 220 grams is how much carbon dioxide I'm going to need to do that experiment. Capiche? Capiche. Okay, let's try the second one. So 0.6 moles of N2O, all right, which is dinitrogen monoxide. First, I've got to find the molar mass of this. So nitrogen is actually 14 times 2, right? 28. And then we've got 16 for oxygen. All right, so I'm going to add all that stuff together. 14 plus 16. No, hold on. Is 44. All right. So 44 is my molar mass. And look at that. It's the same number. I didn't even do that on purpose, you guys. I really didn't. I swear to you. That literally just happened that way. Fantastic, right? So I'm going to do 0.6 moles times the molar mass, which is 44 grams. All right, please excuse my incredibly slow writing. Again, not very good at writing on the computer. Now, if I put that in the calculator, I'm going to get 0.6 times 44, which is 26.4. So 26.4 grams is equivalent to 0.6 moles. Okay, so that's my answer. I'll even circle these so that you know these are the answers. Please feel free to do these in your notes as well. All right, so if you want to download these notes, you can actually download them on your iPad and do the problems with me. You can also do them on paper. Totally fine. Okay? All right, I'm going to give you a sec to look at that. Okie doke. Then I'm going to move on. Okay, so let's try some grams to moles practice problems. So I've got 66 grams of O2. How many moles is that? Okie doke. I'm going to get my pen. Do it in blue. All right, so what I need to do in this case is divide. I still need to find the molar mass of O2. Now I know oxygen is 16, right? And then there's 2 of them, so 16 times 2 be 32. Okay, that's my molar mass. And then I need to make sure that my molar mass goes on the bottom. So I'm going to do 66 grams divided by 32. Okay. Now this makes sense because you should get a bigger number than 1. 66, if you have 66 grams and 1 mole is only 32 grams, you should have more than 1 mole. So you should get a larger number here. So keep that in mind. Common sense. It's the best thing ever. All right, so 66 divided by 32 is going to be 2.06. So it'll be 2.06, and then it's moles, because I'm going to moles. All right, I'm going to just type the whole word in there very slowly, obviously. All right, 2.06 moles is the same thing as 66 grams. Perfect, right? Once again, I will circle the answer for you. Yay. Now let's look at the next one. 1.4 grams of C4H10. Yep, I gave you a bigger one. Deal with it. All right, so carbon is actually 12. Okay, and then you have 4 carbons, right? So 12 times 4 is 48. And then I got 10 hydrogens. Luckily, hydrogens are just 1. So since you have 10 of them, you're going to add 10. So your total molar mass should be about 58. Now, I am rounding for these. You do not have to round. You can actually use the numbers directly off the periodic table. That's totally fine. Okay. 1.4 divided by 58. Now, you might be tempted to put the 1.4 on the bottom. Don't do that. The molar mass always goes at the bottom. Okay. So your molar mass in grams has to be on the bottom. You're going to get a small number here. That's totally fine. You can get a decimal. Doesn't matter because you're getting a very small number of moles. It's obviously going to be less than 1 mole. If 1 mole is 58 grams, right, and you only have 1.4, you definitely have a lot less than 1. Okay. So I'm going to put that in the calculator. 1.4 divided by 58. Okay. And I get 0.024. So I'm going to put that in there. 0.024 moles. Oh, I feel like my handwriting is getting a little bit better here. I might just be trying to pat myself on the back, but hey, why not, right? So 0.024 moles, and I'm going to make that decimal just a little bigger so you can see it. Ta-da! Done. All right, these are pretty simple to do. Tomorrow you can work on the worksheet for this. And please email me or let me know if you have any concerns or questions. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.